Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? It's good to be with y'all. Hey, I want to talk to you about GoREELA marketing. GoREELA marketing. I initially said, you know what? I was going to offer this as a boot camp. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to give it away for free. And then once you get results, then you are going to tell your friends and them about On the Pond. How On the Pond doesn't just have a 16-week academy. On the Pond don't just offer business coaching, but all the ancillary utilities that are important to running a business, from building systems to sales to marketing of the sort. So check this out. So under the umbrella of marketing, let me go back. If you go to my website right now and you go to On the Pond Network, right up onthepondnetwork.com, and you get there, you're going to get this pop-up box, and this pop-up box is going to give you an opportunity to enter your information to where you could take a business checkup. Okay, so if you don't have a business, this part isn't for you. But if you do, you can take a business checkup for free to look at the essentially 5 areas of a business that's necessary to fly, right? It's necessary. And after that, if you want to have a conversation, that'd be super dope, to talk about how you can really tweak and grow your business. But within those that 5-point checklist in the business checkup is an area that deals exclusively with marketing. And under marketing is a plethora of different topics, right? Particularly the conversation we're having is digital marketing. Now, even under digital marketing, there is so many aspects to it. You have different agencies that exist exclusively for email marketing, or social media marketing, or data and analytics, or content marketing, right? Or whatever. Like, there are just so many. And then if you dive deeper into the aspect of social, paid advertising is another one, or search marketing is another one. But when you go into like social media marketing, there is so much you have to even think about. And I want to start this conversation off with you with this broad understanding of social media marketing that has to be like inside of your soul when you think about using social media marketing to create massive traffic to your business. But the first 2 words I need you to focus on: social media. Social media. As business owners, whether you're business to consumer, business to business, you have to remember that social media exists for community. And when you think about the different platforms that you're currently on, they each have different reasons for existing. And so if your business is on a platform like social media, like Facebook, how you may use, in this case today, under social media marketing, Reels marketing. I call it GoREELA marketing, REELA. How you would use Reels and stories on Facebook can be completely different on how you use Reels and stories on Instagram. Instagram primarily is you're scrolling and people, they're looking for pictures. It was originally started for pictures, right? They're looking for pictures, and in looking for pictures, people aren't stopping to engage fully with you. They may like it, they may make a comment, but you're not really going to find extreme dialogues. Not that they don't happen, because they do, especially when something big happens in culture and somebody starts arguing over it, right? But TikTok, exclusively entertainment, right? YouTube, search engines like Google, Bing, right? All of these platforms have a social connection to them. And when we lose our social understanding of a particular platform, then it becomes hard to not get results when we start talking about marketing, right? So I wanted to say that before I kind of got into this. And if this is your first time connecting with me, I lead a company called On the Pond. We're an entrepreneurial development company. We exist exclusively to help start inner city businesses, to help start them, to help scale them. Our big dreams is to see 1 million mindsets completely shifted into an entrepreneurial mindset. I've helped start 2 other organizations like this in America. Our goal is 500 on the pond types in inner city America. We have one in we have one in Colorado Springs. We have one in Kansas City. We have one here in Omaha, and we're looking to expand that. So with that, as a company, we try to also support our entrepreneurs a variety of ways. But one particular is business coaching. So when we start coaching people, and we start to realize that a lot of businesses, we have, like, especially businesses in the hood, we have marketing issues. And the marketing issue we run into is, man, I don't have the money I don't have the money, right? I don't have the money to get on Google or run YouTube ads or Instagram posts or LinkedIn ads, or, I just don't have the money for it. So what in the world am I supposed to do? Right? And I'm using my main Facebook profile that's just for, like, my friends, and I'm just spamming them with my message. What in the world do I do? I'm so glad that you asked. I know you want to grow your business, and I know that you only have a certain amount of money to do that, and maybe you don't have money at all for it, right? But there is a way. I want to give you 4 easy steps to take, that if you take these 4 steps on whatever platforms you are on, I guarantee you the money that you don't have, you'll see the evidence in it through what you do with this type of marketing that I'm going to provide for you today. Is it overnight? No, I'm not saying it's overnight. I'm saying consistent work towards marketing is going to matter, right? Because maybe right now you can't go hire a chief marketing officer. Maybe right now you can't go hire On the Pond, right? But you can take what I'm giving you and make it work. So here's the first thing I want you to write down. This angle of marketing on social media, we're using what Facebook will call Reels, or Instagram will call Reels, or YouTube will call Shorts, or any of those. TikTok will call Reels, and then a lot of those platforms, they have stories where you can go and post within that same platform, and that post, that story would only show for the next 24 hours, right? I'm going to show you how to maximize those free spaces to get in front of people with your business. Don't worry about the sale. I want you to worry about getting attention. I want you to listen. The name of the game is attention. You know why? Because people are scrolling right now in their feeds, and some of them are passing you up because you have not gotten their attention. If you can get attention, you can create traction, and traction converts to transactions. Let me say that again. Traction creates transactions. So what I'm going to present to you are 4 steps to creating the type of traction that you need so that attraction begins. You begin to get people's attention. And part of using Reels, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels is like number 1, being able to start off with like the simple utilities that you're going to need, right? You're going to need a phone. Doesn't have to be an iPhone, right? You're going to need some type of device. Listen, almost everybody got a device, man. If you don't, go borrow somebody's device. There are a couple apps that you're going to need to download, right? CapCut, Caption, InShot, TikTok Download, Caption Maker, SnapTik, Canva, CapCut, right? These are all basic video taking tools. Why are we using Reels? We're using Reels in harmony with these utilities to create simple videos that talk about our business, and I'll get in that in a little bit. We're using Reels because it's the fastest way. Our Facebook posts, our Instagram posts are not getting in front of people. So we have to use what these platforms have given us to create virality. We have to make sure that what you are creating, what I'm creating, is acting as a social virus and it's getting in front of every single individual, right? So as you gather and download all of these utilities that you're going to need, you're like, Myron, I got to become a videographer. No, you just have, listen, no, you don't have to become a videographer. You just have to become a documenter. You just have to become a documenter. The type of marketing I'm suggesting is that you take the role of a newscaster. You take the role of a news anchor. Only thing you're doing in your business is you're the news anchor of your business when it comes to marketing. That's it. You're just the news anchor. Listen, you don't have to try to be some big company. You don't have to have a big marketing budget. You don't listen, what I'm talking about, you don't have to go out and hire somebody. No, simply, you just need to see yourself as the news, and you've just given yourself a new job description, a new job title, specifically in this department. You're the chief anchor officer. You're just here to document the process and the beauty and the joy and the mission of solving problems within your business that people need to know about. And the first step in making that a reality, after you've gotten all the introductory things out the way, downloading, making sure you have a cool phone, something that you can use to begin creating these reels that exist on different platforms. A reel is basically a 30-second to a 3-minute video that captures the attention of your audience, right? Sometimes it can be a picture, sometimes it could be a video. But the first step you have to get right is, when I am creating reels and stories, who in the world is my audience? And more than who is my audience, you have to ask them. You have to ask yourself the question: what do they got a taste for? What does your audience have a taste for? Everybody don't like everything. I hate shrimp. Shrimp is from the devil. God did not create shrimp at all. I'm sorry. I can't believe it. What do they have a taste for? Right? Have you ever went to a restaurant and you had a taste for something? You went to a fast food joint. I just went somewhere the other day, and I'm not going anywhere like this again for another month. McDonald's. I went to McDonald's and I just wanted an Oreo McFlurry, right? Oh, we out of Oreos. I had a taste for it. And when we're communicating about our business, we have to make sure that what we're communicating is what our audience has a taste for. If in your Instagram feed, your audience has a taste for seeing puppies, then you better find a way to turn that puppy into a mascot for your business, or to connect in some kind of way what they have a taste for, right, with what you have to offer. And that begins by asking ourselves the question, what do they have a taste for? In other words, as it pertains to your business, what product or service do they have a taste for? What's the basic fundamental human need that they have that you offer? You're like, Myron, this goes into reels? Yes, it does. So when I can ask myself the question, what is it that my customer has a taste for as it pertains to my business? Then I can begin asking, okay, what are the barriers? So in my case, when I'm at McDonald's and I'm trying to order a McFlurry, an Oreo McFlurry, because that's what I have a taste for, the barrier is they're out. They're out. If you can identify what barriers your audience have, then when you communicate using a free viral platform such as Facebook and Instagram to display your business through reels and stories, when you know what their barriers are, all of a sudden you're not just somebody like behind the camera. You're somebody who understands them because you are them. You're speaking their real REEL love language. If you want to speak their real love language, you better know what they have a taste for. You better know what barriers are in place. You better know how that's affecting them at a heart level. How is that affecting them at a heart level? Because the more you understand them, the easier it will be to get behind the camera and talk about what you passionately love and why you passionately lead a company like you do. I passionately lead On the Pond because there are frustrations happening in my community around funding, and people are pissed off that they can't get the funding that they need because they see that kid down the street on a road to destruction on his way to two places, one of two, the penitentiary or somebody's graveyard. I know that my community is having troubles getting the funding that they need. Finding the community and the support and the networking that they need. The information, the skills that they need, and the personal trauma that goes with trying to start a business in a community like mine. I know what my people have a taste for. They have a taste to not just give a man a fish and feed him for a day, teach a woman how to fish, feed her for a life. They have a taste for ownership. But what's getting in the way are all these systems, these structures, and these mindsets that my people have about what we can't do. And when I can understand that, when you can understand that at a heart level, then your response, the way that you think about their issue, their barriers, is I understand why you're going through what you're going through. And it should be a law that my people aren't going through what they're going through. When you can respond, again, I'm still talking about our audience, in a way where your audience know that philosophically what you're going through should be forbidden. Nobody should have to. No person wanting to start a business in any inner city in America should have to struggle with funding, should have to struggle with information, education, should have to struggle with skills and trauma and lack of community. Like, no. You've hit gold if you could understand your customer at that level by using free tools like Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts. But it begins with the audience. And as you're able to understand their barriers at that deep level, then you open up the door to understanding your audience in terms of what gives you the right to speak on what you're speaking on. That's called authority. And number two, do you really understand your customer, your audience? That's called empathy. And when those two are in agreement and in alignment, and you can credibly say that I fully understand where you're coming from, my audience, by using a thing called reels or stories, because I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and I have become successful. That's credibility and authority. I have the right to talk about marketing because I have worked with the largest companies, nonprofits in America. I have the right to talk about marketing because I understand how to get in front of people. I walk in stores and they're like, "Oh, what's up, Mr. On the Pond?" Or they're like, "Oh man, I just saw you on Facebook." "Oh, I know. It wasn't by accident." And that's what I'm trying to get us to today, that when you walk in anywhere, or when people see your logo or you, or they're like, "Oh yeah, I know who that person is. I know who that person is." Right? But then once people trust you, once people know that you understand them, you can call them to action. And that's what you need to understand about your audience, that once you have their attention, what are you asking them to do? Once they start liking the little TikTok dance that you do, not that you may do that in your strategy, but what are the next steps? This first step is important. Understanding your audience. What's at stake? What do they lose out on, or what do they gain by dealing with you and your business? This is like the foundation of creating an amazing Facebook, Instagram, YouTube short, TikTok reel, like this, knowing your audience. The second step is the next step towards creating a reel or a story you can use. And it's what I call affinity. So you have to look at who you are as an individual. You have to look at who you are as a company. And you have to ask yourself, what are the characteristics of this company? Another way of asking yourself this is, what is important? What is important to me as a company? What hill will I die on? Right? There are 3 hills within my company that are so important. Unity, opportunity, and legacy. It's important that I demonstrate the willingness to cooperate, collaborate, and partner with other organizations and businesses that are here for us. Why? Because we seldomly talk. And not just talk, but we seldomly walk with one another and work in conjunction with one another to build small businesses, to build communities. And when I see it done, it's beautiful. So that's like a core tenet to who I am. So it's unity, it's opportunity. It's like, am I doing business? When I look at my bank account, does my bank account reflect, does my business's bank account reflect working among and doing business with Black and brown folk? Yeah, it has to. And then legacy. What am I doing to think 200 years out? Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson talks about this, like thinking dynasty. So when you think about the core of your business, or maybe what you sell or why you sell it, Those are that's like the heart and soul. Now, what you want to do is you want to say, okay, I want to take 4 pillars from my company that's so important to me, it's so important to my business and my audience. And that's going to dictate the content that I create. That's part 1, actually, of what you're going to look at, the domain that you have to create to set up in order to decide what is it that I actually what should I be posting. Do I just post anything? Do I post what my friends are posting? Do I post what my competitors are posting? No, please don't do that. If you're doing that, don't do that, because you're just their ambassador then. But if I look at who I am and who my company is and the hills where we want to die on, then I can find out what's really important. And then that becomes what I talk about. And then I start to attract my audience instead of somebody else's audience. Maybe you're not getting the traction you need because it's not just who your audience is, but it's what your affinity is. And does your affinity line up with who you say your audience is? You feel where I'm coming from? And so you create these pillars. I call them content pillars. Once you find out what you have an affinity towards within who you are in your business, then you create these content pillars. And then you start getting your phone out. And if your content pillar is on legacy, then maybe I'm gonna go to a local park where I know the duck's gonna be out, right? And then I'm just gonna snap a video and say, hey, you know what? Maybe we should be learning from them. Maybe it's all about authenticity. Maybe we should be learning from them. And then boom, I go back and I get ready for my post. And I'm like, hey, I was just at the park talking about legacy. Hashtag give it up for the geese. Well, Myron, I don't know what to say okay, here's a key. Produce like a consumer and consume like a producer. Produce like a consumer. In other words, anytime you're going to create a reel or a story, don't post it from the mindset of a business person. Remember I said social media? Post it from the mindset of a consumer, somebody who's not there to do business, but somebody who's there to laugh, somebody who's there to connect. Like anything that you do, if you can authentically connect with your audience that way with your content, then they're going to connect with you, right? There's also a tool and a resource I want you to get get used to using. It's called ChatGPT. So maybe it's an AI generated engine that helps you write anything, right? So what you can do is you can go to take a video, you take your little reel, Facebook reel, Instagram reel video. I'm over here at Fondell Park, man. The geese know how to get it, man. They teaching me what it means for legacy. They are overpopulating. They're going to be here forever, right? And then I go to ChatGPT, say, write me a Facebook post or Facebook reel or Instagram reel about being at the park, teaching about legacy and geese, whatever. ChatGPT gonna kick it back, boom. And then you're gonna have to go in and work it. Why? Work it towards work the language that fits your audience. And work the language that fits your affinity, the characteristics, those things that are important to you, right? Okay, so that's the first part of how you can create a reel. You're thinking about your audience. You now have an affinity. You have your 4 content pillars. You're now using those applications that I talked to you about earlier, right? So we got our applications, we got our audience. We talked about affinity. And I'm kind of breezing through these. This could take all day. But the second way you want to generate content is not just based on your affinity, your content pillars, but you want to create it based on analytics. What is your audience saying about your content? Facebook and Instagram and TikTok has insight or analytic platforms within the app that you can go in and look and see what people are doing. Male, female, how old, what time, what day, did they like it, did they not, did they how long did they watch it? It's all there. So Myron, what do I do with all these analytics? It's easy. You look at all the information and then you make a guess on what your next post is. Here's the process. Based on the information, you guess. That's in science, that's called a hypothesis. You make a guess on, okay, I'm gonna go do this because at this time, I'm gonna post at this time, I'm gonna do a reel at this time, it's gonna be a video, I'm gonna put some captions on that video. After I put some captions on that video, I'm gonna put some hashtags that are local, that are niche, and that go specifically with my business. And then I'm gonna test it, I'm gonna guess it, I'm gonna test it, and then I'm gonna tweak it, I'm gonna tweak what worked. I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna test, I'm gonna tweak what worked. I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna test, I'm gonna tweak what worked. I'm gonna guess, I'm gonna test, I'm gonna tweak what works. That way to, if you can create content based on your affinity, your content pillars, and guess, test, tweak, you're gonna create some dope content. Why? Because it's based on who you are and what they want. Affinity, who you are, what they want, analytics. And man, I'm telling you, dog, like if you just did that alone, if you got all the applications I told you to get caption, CapCut, InShot, and go mess around with them, right? Get to know them, Canva, ChatGPT, right? Look at this. I have it all in a file right here called media, right? And if you open that joint up, look, caption maker, Snaptick, Jiffy, TikTok download, remove dot something. Look, I'm giving y'all the game right here. Canva. Look, grids. I'm giving y'all the game. iMovie. You can edit your videos in there. You don't have to, but you can. CapCut. Look, y'all like, how is he doing all this? This is everything. The all of this information is right there for you. Caption, CapCut, InShot. Those are the major ones. Canva. Because in Canva, you can go and search Reels, and boom. You search Reels, and it gives you a layout for the Reels that you can go in and mess around with it. And that's a whole different workshop that I have to do with you. Right? But let me give you the last thing. And this is kind of high level. So if you want some coaching time, go on my website, onthepondnetwork.com, book some coaching, and then like I get in there with you for a week. I get in there with you. I sit down with you. We go through these 5 steps again, right? And I actually show you how to do it. And I could show you like 3-day campaigns where I just started working with a person and they're like getting in front of thousands of people, right? You can do this, right? So Myron, so you talked about downloading the right applications. You talked about making sure I know who my audience is, making sure I understand my affinity, my content, my content pillars, making sure my analytics are right, where I'm guessing, testing, tweaking the content that I'm creating. But then the last one, you have to create massive action. Listen, action. Watch this. You want to get in front of people with these steps? 10 reels every day for the next 30 days for your business. 10 reels every day. Myron, where do I get the content? I just told you, affinity. If your business is all about customer service, go to ChatGPT and type in, give me 10 posts on customers. Give me 10 video give me 10 video scripts for customer service. ChatGPT gonna give you 10 video scripts. You take video script number 1, knock it out in 30 seconds. Video script number 2, knock it out in 20 seconds. Or you can do a 3-minute video and do a series for the whole day. You're doing reels. And make sure on your reels, ideally you maybe want to have a thumbnail. I don't do it all the time. I rarely do it, but a lot of people do it. LaRussell does it. Make sure you want to have a thumbnail, a caption on the video. That's called a headline. And then you want to make sure what you're saying, if you're saying something in your video, that you have captions. Slap some good music behind it. And then make sure if you're on Instagram, wherever you're at, you hashtag. Here's what you hashtag. Go to best-hashtag.com. Easy. Type in your theme for your reel. They'll give you 30. Boom, now you got it. Or you think about it, a hashtag in terms of your content, your core content, like your content pillars. Remember your affinities. The heart of the mission of your business, hashtags around that. The specific industry your business is in, and then how that fits into a broader industry, which could be another hashtag, right? So again, this is high level, but download the right applications. Go back and look at this video and answer the questions about your audience. Determine your affinity. Look at the analytics to create content as well, and take affinity and analytics and create content. Take massive action, like 10x Grant Cardone, massive action. And if you can do that, then in the next 30 days, you will have gotten in front of thousands of people, and it only costed you your time. Hey, you need coaching on this? Hit up my website, onthepondnetwork.com. We'll get you in there. Peace.